What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. I'm Isaiah. Today, Bill is in the house, and we're going to be playing a 150 point game of Armada. The fantasy boat kind, not the galaxy far, far away kind. The one from Mantic. I'm going to be playing my Orcs. He's going to be sailing Salamander colors, and we're going to be playing the Hunt the Flagship mission. So let's go take a look at the board, talk about the scenario, take a look at the fleets, and get into this game. Alright, friends. I'm so excited. It's been a while since I got to play a boat game, so I'm really excited today. So here we got our 150 points, or roughly right at just shy of 150 points. I've got a two hammer fists, a bomb boat, 2 rabble squadrons, and a blood runner to his tyrant, Jaclor and Commodon. So 3 ships, but they're super beefy. Look at all these freaking guns on these things. Like, I have some Salamander boats, but I've not opened it because I was going to do a box opening for it. So I didn't know what their cards look like. Look at that son of a gun right there. Anyways, upgrade wise, all of my ships have grappling hooks because they could take them for free. Or not for free, but they take them for 1 and it doesn't count against their upgrades because I'm an orc. And then I've got 2 vet ships. This hammer fist and this blood runner are vets. I have the war drums and a master gunner on this hammer fist. I have sturdy on the bomb boat, and then on my big ship I have a captain upgrade, sturdy, and he's a vet, and a grappling hook because it doesn't count against my upgrade. And that's my ships. On Bill's ships, you've got Captain on here.
He does double fire. I can also take fire on my other ship. There's red hot shots, so both. His counts as 2 tokens.
Okay.
He also has Corsairs, and both of these ships are veterans. The Commodon is plain.
Okay. Wind is starting from the north. The goal of the scenario is for him to get his fleet safely to harbor, while my goal is to harass, harangue, and hopefully send them down below. Wind is coming in from the north, so we're going to start off with my ships on that side of the table. All right, so we're going to start off with this bomb boat, who's going to make some movements, and then I think I'm going to try to crack a shot with his indirect cannon that's on the front. I hammer forward at full speed, and I'm going to try to launch that cannon right there. We're going to see if I can hit him, see if he's even in range. And I need a 10 here. 10 is the only way I do anything here. Ooh, so close. Because I'm moving full speed, he's moving full speed. It's an indirect weapon. I had to crit or nothing. Hold on, let me double check. So since I missed, so that is a crit with an indirect weapon, but it's still not a successful hit because I needed the 10 there. I'm pretty sure I'm doing that right. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. So we got to scatter that bad boy 3 inches, which is probably going to hit his other boat. So lucky me, I do manage to scatter on to his other boat. So our damage there is going to be a D6. 1 damage. Well, hold on. Yeah, because that's... So, I think that because the original roll was a crit, I scattered onto his other ship. I think it would still roll on the crit chart. If I'm wrong, let me know. $10. Major structural. Takes D6 plus 2. So 4 damage. And that's it. Northern side of the maritime battleground, this is what we're looking at. The Rabble Squadron moved up at 7, taking its 2 pivots. And this one, the Hammer Fist, dropped down to combat speed and moved up. This is where it landed, making sure we're staying 2 inches away from this island over here. So at that point, the wind will pass across my ships through the ripping currents and seas to the Salamander fleet that is just trying to get home. This is the one with the hard to pronounce name?
No, the big one is... the middle one. Jaclor.
This is the Jaclor. So it just moved up combat speed, no shots to take. The Tyrant moves up full speed and has a broadside on my bomb boat. He's got 3 light guns, 2 heavy guns. He's looking for 9s to hit. So you got 1 crit on a light gun is 1 damage, and then roll your 2d6 for the crit table. 7 minor structural damage. Take an additional d3 plus 1. Roll us a d3, friend. 1, 2 damage, so 3 damage total. Because that boat has the hot shot, and he got a crit, we roll a d6. Nope. On a 5-up, it would have got 2 blaze tokens because he's got the captain that makes it so. Last ship's going to stay at full speed and is probably just going to truck forward. Oh, he quit. There we go, right there, and then it comes to me and my remaining ships. Moving at combat middle speed on my main ship. We're going to stop at the end of our first movement and fire our front gun at this ship. So I've got a heavy, looking for an 8 with my light gun because of range, size, and his speed and my veteran status. 10. That's a crit. So let's see what we get on the crit chart. 7 minor structural, d3 plus 1. 4, 5 damage total. Looking for 6s to fire the broadside from this captained hammer fist into that tyrant. 1 hit, 1 damage. So I'm done with my movements currently. I'm going to fire a broadside shot here, I think. Hold on, let me check that on. So after my movements with those ships, I'm going to fire a broadside here. And it will be a partial obscurement because I'm clipping that right there, I think. No, because the ship's not in. The ship's fully within my arc. So that's 9 or better on that broadside. Nothing. 6 and 4. And then my little boat right here is going to shoot his front. He's got a light gun on the front. Yes, he has a light gun on the front, so he's going to put that right here. Which will be in 9 because he's not a vet. So he'd be 1 more than what he was. Now it's a light gun. Nope, that is a miss. And that's where we end the turn. Next turn, we'll roll for some wind. Bill, do that honor for us, please. 2d6. We got a 6 to start with, though. And a 9. No change. So wind remains from the north. So the wind hits my rabble squadron first. It kind of cuts back around this way. My big ship right here, pivot right there, is going to dump his front guns at the flagship. Looking for a 5 to hit here. Hits for 1 damage. Finishing up the move right here, we're going to put the broadside into this ship. So these 2 light guns, 2 close guns are hitting on 5s. We got 2 hits with the close gun. That's the one that really matters. So that's 6 damage. 3 each for the close guns. Drop down to combat speed with the bomb boat. I'm going to take my first leg of movement, and I'm going to pivot a little bit. I'm going to be pivoting, but I'm going to be putting my indirect gun into that boat. It's going to be hitting on an 8. Hits and crits. So that's a D6. So that's for 5 damage, I think. What was it? So 5 damage from the hit, and then we get to roll on the crit chart, where we get a 6, which should be minor structural.
Yes, minor structural.
D3 plus 1. 4 damage, so 9 damage total. And then I've got a 3-inch movement. You're going to be hitting on 7s because he's partially out of my arc. Okay, so 2 hits, 1 crit is 6 damage. And a 9 should be major structural.
Yes. Major structural D6.
7, so 16 damage total. Holy crap. I didn't expect that to go any of that to go that way. Activate the Jakoruk. So skill test, because he's a vet. He passes. He then moves to here, where he will fire a broadside. Now he is crippled, so he fires half shots. Looking for 3s. You would have another one of these. He has 3 light guns?
No,
Two light guns, okay. So everything but the close gun hits. So that's not too bad. It's a total of 3 damage. Ending the final movement here. Got a little clipping of a broadside here, but he needs a 7. Hits! 2 damage. Bunch of shots coming off that tyrant looking for 6s. 2 hits. Okay, 3 damage, no crits. Lucky me, because that could have been real ugly. Ending right there. Coming on stage at full speed, moves up its first leg. Gonna take a shot here. Looking for 8s because of partially visible and his full speed. No 7s with these 2 indirect shots from here to the drill boat. 5 and 2, not hit. Take a skill test here. I pass mine, and since if both tests fail, there's a collision. Both tests don't fail, so there's no collision. So it turns and completes its movement. Comes to me next, and I activate here, and as soon as I move, I hit. So I'm going to choose to fail my test. Bill still has to roll his. All right, so there will be a collision. Our collision dice. I got 12. You got 1d10 to roll. 7. So I'll do 12 plus 5 plus my RAM is 1. So 13, 18 to you, and you'll do 12 to me. I then turn, and it says my activation is over. Because I'm an orc, I can attempt a grapple and boarding action after the collision. For a 3 for a successful boarding action here. 2 is not a successful boarding action. My activation then ends. Next, we'll go to this fellow. I'm bumping up to full speed here. However, I am going to stop at the end of my first leg and take a broadside right there. I'm going to have 6s. It all came out in the wash, and I miss. And then I will continue my movement right here. And at the end of all my movement, I will use my once per game captain ability to flip a 180. Just drag the sails, everybody to one side of the boat. We're jackknifing this bish. All right, so I'm going to take my light gun on the front and put it right here, looking for a 6. Goes to 7 for range, goes to 6 for vet, goes to 7 for my speed, stays at 7. Misses. Light gun, we're at a 4 because of, oh wait, and you drop down a speed. Here, we both actually dropped down a speed there. For a 4. Does not hit. I'm going to roll for the wind this time. 7, it stays the same. Coming from the north. A cold wind blows, and it's an orky wind. This rabble-rouser is going to move up here and take a shot at this boat. Going to be a 6. Going to be a 6. That one hits for 1 damage. Rabble-rouser ends up here. You should be that way. Right. Rabble-rouser ends up here, which will bring us to this hammer fist, who's gonna keep doing what he's doing. So I'm gonna pivot a little bit, and then move up on my second move. I'm gonna stop at this point and fire as she bears on his back end. So I'm within point blank, so the point blank will cancel out the fire as she bears. Looking for 5s here. We got 3 hits for a total of 5 damage. Finishing my second pivot here after I complete my movement from the fire as she bears, and we'll put the front gun into the little ship. It is a light gun. It's going to be on a 6. Nope, 7, because he's small. He's small boy. Misses. Lucky or small. Correction. Backing up to that bow rake right there because I forgot to calculate the multiplier for the bow rake. So it was actually a total of 13 damage, not 5 damage. Rear heavy into my Fisto ship. Looking for a 6.
No.
Does not hit. Ending right there. Unable to quite get me into his side arc to fire the broadside. Next will be my hammer fist over here, who's going to just keep trucking ahead full speed. Looking for a 5 with the front gun into the tyrant. 1. Does not hit. Next will be his small boat. So he's got to take a nerve test on this boat. It fails, so it surrenders on the spot. Bumping up to full speed, we're prepping ourselves for a ramming action on that tyrant. But we're going to pause along the way and shoot our close gun that's on the front. So 6 goes to 5 for vet, goes to 6 for speed, goes to 5 for large. Hits for 3 damage. So here we're going to take a skill test. I'm going to fail the skill test. So he's got to take a skill test. But he's a vet, so he just needs a 4. 1 is going to fail. Actually, I think he needed a 3 there because he's +1 to his skill test because he's the flagship. But that's going to fail. So we're going to figure out some damage dice. He's going to deal 9, 12, 17 to me. I'm going to deal 4, 9, 10 to him. And that will then sink my ship, which brings me to this fellow, who's going to make his first pivot, and then move 5, and make his second pivot, and then move 2 more to right there. And then he's going to shoot his gun right there. So that's going to be a 6, 5, because +1, and then because of the +1. And he's got a light gun on the front. Does not hit. Roll the wind for us this time. 7 stays the same. Stays the same, so my rabble squadron right here will go first. So we'll pivot. And we'll boogie woogie woogie. I think I just broke another sail. I did. I'll fix it later. And then I'm going to take a shot right there. So I'm point blank here, so I'm looking for a 4. That does hit for 1 damage. My bomb boat, which is going to keep trying to hook itself around. Here with the bomb boat, panning across the raging seas to the tyrant.
4. And he's going to pivot widget. And unleash onto the little guy.
Okay, shooting at the rabble. Shooting the back gun right here. That's definitely within 10. Yep, so no range, just tiny, so which is -2.
So that, so that goes
7. Puts you at a 7.
Nope.
Does not hit. That was the first leg of the movement. We have 1 more leg to go. Ending right there. Almost off the board. Drawing a bow rake down on him. Looking for 5s. That's a 1. So 1 hit for 1 damage. +1, so 2 damage. Hammer Fist ends up here. Rabble Rouser ends up here where it can take a shot on the tyrant with its light gun, looking for a 5. Crits. That's what we want to see at this point in the game. That's what we want to see. Give us a good number here. 9. Major structural. An additional d6 +2. 4. So 3, 4, 5 damage. So that's the end of that round. We'll roll for the wind. 6. It will stay the same. So I have eked out a thing here. So I'm gonna fire. I'm gonna drop down to combat. I'm gonna fire as she bears. I'm gonna just dump this bow rake down his butt side. Staying on 6s here. Just that's how the modifiers canceled out. All right, so we got a crit and a hit. Let's see what these were misses. I just rolled them by accident. A 9 is more major structural. So that's 5, 9, 11. Skill test here to see if I run up on this sandbank, which I do. That was my... Oh, wait, no, yeah, my rabble rouser can get a shot. Rouser gets up to point blank. So 6 goes to 4, goes to 3. 3 hits, 1 damage. Bill, go ahead, sail that bad boy off the field. There we go. That's going to be a hearty handshake for my friend Bill in this game of Armada. I like that the scenario turned out even I vastly outnumbered him, but his ships were definitely a higher quality than mine. And all he had to do was get the flagship off. And that thing's got a absolutely massive. It's got, what, 74 structural points? 74 freaking structural points, y'all. That's insane. I've never seen a ship that big in this game. But I'm glad that Bill liked this game. I demoed it for him a while back, and he enjoyed it. I'm glad he did, because now I have a new opponent to play boats with. Since Rob, just life has gotten in his way. He's got life aggro. What happens? I still love the guy, and I miss his face. But I'm rambling, and I'm going to stop doing that, and I'm just going to cut to the chase and say thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out while we played some toy boats today, some Armada from Mantic Games. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day. And as always, I'd like to say a big, huge, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to our patrons who support us and pledge to us over on Patreon. You guys are the absolute best. If you enjoyed the content you saw here today and that's something that you would like to consider doing to help out the channel, go over there, check out the link in the description, check out the Patreon. There's a lot of cool stuff over there, including access to our Discord server. Talk to me, hang out with me, talk about our work, what we got going on in the hobby, some shout outs, all kinds of cool stuff. Check it out if that's something that you think you would be into. And regardless of whether or not you do that, I want you to know that I am incredibly grateful that you decided to stop by and spend part of your day with me today, rolling dice and pushing toy soldiers around. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and as always, may the dice be ever in your favor.